Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about how I achieved these locks. It only took me about, like 6 hours. It was the quickest I've ever done. Usually I take like several days to do locks, but these were really fast for whatever reason. This is the length. They come about right above my boobs, the longest ones. I tried to make them all the same length, so they're layered. As in like the ones on top will come up like way higher than the very bottom. And I just used like maybe 2.5 packs of braiding hair, just random kanekalon braiding hair. I had several different brands because I just had random braiding hair to use. I say whatever braiding hair you use, you're safe if you buy 3 packs of it. So now we're gonna get into how I achieved this look. But first, what you will need is Shine and Jam or whatever you want to use that you feel like lays down your hair and it makes it like grippable and whatever you feel comfortable with. Whenever I go get my hair braided, this is what they use, so this is what I bought too. It worked out fine. It doesn't make my hair flaky or anything. I apply it to my edges like every day on a regular day, even without braids. It doesn't make my hair flaky or anything. You need a crochet needle, which is really cheap at the beauty supply or online. A lot of hair vendors sell it on their site too. Just a regular comb. If you care about your parts a lot, I would say get the rat tail comb with the metal tail. But I didn't really get so serious about my parts because that would have taken me forever, so I just used this comb. And if you care about baby hair, it's a baby hair brush, but you could use regular hairbrush if you have that too. I don't have a regular hairbrush, I just have a baby hairbrush. They usually have these at the beauty supply store for super cheap, like at the register. So, and you need, you can either burn your ends or use nail glue. I use nail glue because I'm afraid of fire. I feel like ultimately the results are usually better if you burn the ends, just because it's just like nice and seamless. With this, it's more work. And if you have nails that you care about that are nice, nail glue will ruin your nails. So don't use this if you just got your nails done, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't have just got your nails done if you're watching this in regular time, because quarantine and nail salons should not be open. And that's all the supplies you need. Oh, you need scissors, and you'll see why later. But those are the couple things you need. If your local beauty supply isn't open, I ordered from Ebony Line online, and it took about 8 days, 7-8 days for them to get it to me. And this hair was about $3.95 or something like that a pack, and I used 4 packs. 3.5, you have to buy 4. So I bought 4 packs, and that was about $16 altogether. And braiding hair you can get super cheap. I don't know the specific prices of braiding hair because, like I said, it was just random braiding hair laying around my house. So, but it's braiding hair, you can get it really cheap. Yeah, this is perhaps a $20 look. Yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm about 3/4 of the way there, maybe even a little more than that. I have about 13 left to do. I decided on this length just because I was in between making them really long and really short, and I couldn't decide. So I just did it until I'm using 2 of these, and that's where I ended, just when I've used 2 of these. I'm using 27, and this is T27/613, which I think just means, I don't know. I really don't know what that stuff means. I just know it's ombre, and it's kind of like the blonde is kind of mixed in throughout, but then it's only blonde towards the end. I'll have that stuff like listed below so you can really see it. This is like the cheapest hair from the beauty supply store. Doesn't really matter. You can use whatever underneath. It really does not matter what kind of hair. It's good to use the cheapest option if you can, but which would be kanekalon. So I guess I'll go ahead and show you what happens here. So I have it all braided up. but I'll show you this one in the front because that's just easier. I just parted like with my finger. They're not neat parts at all, because if I tried to make neat parts, it would take me like 7 days to do this. And I'm not joking. I have taken 7 days to do faux locks before. So that's not an exaggeration. That is literally how long I take. But this has been super easy. It's 12:40 a.m. I started at 6, but I stopped for like an hour and a half. So what is that? I guess that's 6 hours minus an hour and a half, so that's 4.5 hours. Yeah, this is the quickest it's ever been. This is my 4th time doing faux locks myself. This I'm gonna find out if this length is truly like as awkward as I feel like it's gonna be when I finish this. But it feels so awkward right now. The reason I decided on this length, aside from not being able to decide between a bob and making them really long, is I saw an old picture of myself where I had them kind of this length. I didn't do them, but they were so cute on me. So I was like, I gotta relive that memory. I have natural hair. I just kind of use my finger, or if you don't have fingernails, use a comb, and made very like just, you know, not super neat parts because I don't really care about that as long as they're actual parts. And I put a glob of shining jam all over that piece of hair pretty much. And I just make a little sorry braid. Like, this looks like I used the rubber band method, but I did not, you guys. I did that the last time I did these, and I regretted it only because they're really hard to get out. Like, when it's ready to take this down, the rubber bands are super hard to get out. I didn't find that the rubber bands damaged my hair or anything like some people believe, but my hair was too short for me to try to braid at the time. And yeah, it was just faster for me than to try to do this. And also, I tried doing this. The first few I did, like my back row, I braided the hair into, and you can do that if you want to, if you're good at braiding extra hair into your own hair, but I'm not. My hair is so short, and it's just like easier for me to use a crochet needle to pull the braiding hair through than to try to braid the braiding hair into my hair. Like, I'm just not that good with braiding. I might just show you both ways though anyway, just in case you do feel more comfortable, because the way that I'm doing it is definitely geared towards people with shorter hair. So I'll try to, my dog is biting there. Please get down. I'll try to show you. It's not gonna look super cute when I braid it in though, but I'll try my best to show you. Butters, stop biting the hair. Let me do this. Okay, like it's literally just a jumble of, please stop. Oh my god, he's biting. My dog keeps biting the end of the hair. Hey, move. So this is me making my best attempt to get 3 strands of hair to start braiding. Something feels wrong. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. It's pretty snug. It's not going to come out. I'm not braiding it all the way down because braiding kanekalon hair for me is just not what I do. It's hard for me to keep making sure the hair doesn't get tangled throughout while I'm trying to braid it down. So, and it just, I don't see the need. And look how that's not a nice braid. But I know there's people, you guys probably braid better than me. I just can't. But that's one way to do it. And I'll show you how I wrap it. You can pull this through also with the, I'll show you how to do it instead of just talking about it. This is for like if you want to make sure they're super secure. I'm not doing this with all of them because I don't really care if they come out. I'm at home and I'm just not, takes extra time to pull this through, so I was trying to do this as quickly as possible. So I haven't been doing this part, but if you want them to be super secure, then crocheting it through is the way to do that. And you just wrap, and I'm kind of double wrapping as I go down because I'm trying to make them a little thick. These are like semi jumbo locks. I'm looking at the viewfinder, but I really should be looking in the mirror while I'm doing this because the viewfinder is kind of small. But hopefully it turns out right when I look in the mirror. And yeah, like I said, I use about 2 of these little Marley hair strands. And the hardest part about this for me was like placement for my ombre pieces, because like I only bought 2 packs of the ombre hair because I thought it would be like too much for me, but I've been wearing blonde hair for a minute, so I'm more used to me having blonde hair than dark hair. So it would have worked out if I did the blonde all over, but I've just been trying to like randomly place those, and I don't know, I hope it doesn't look stupid like the way that I chose to place them, because I don't know. I was trying to make sure I don't evenly have like as much blonde as I do the 27 color, but I think I have more of the 27, but I'm not sure. So I feel like you're supposed to have more of the dark color, not the light color. So I'm trying to do that, but I don't know if I'm succeeding. So I braid it all the way down, and I wrap it all the way down to the end piece, and then I put some glue, and it's just whatever kind of nail glue you want to use. My nail glue is getting dried up. How do I fix that? I'll just take the dried up piece off, and I just dot it around the end. I should bring this closer. Hope you can see what I'm doing. And yeah, and I even go up in here and make sure I like kind of dig the glue up a little bit, just to make sure that the Marley hair is attached to the kanekalon hair in some places, so that to like decrease the chance of it unraveling. And then I just take some scissors and cut the end, and then I'm afraid of fire, so this is why I do this way. I just kind of scoot up the glued part a little bit to cover it and make the ends look natural. I've had a really bad experience doing locks one time where I caught my real hair on fire because I was doing short locks and it was just too close to my hair, and I caught like the front of my hair on fire and it was like singed, and it was like this short. That happened like a year ago. And the house smelled so gross for the rest of the day because burning your real hair does not smell good. It was like nasty, and my dad was pissed about the smell, and it was also like 1 in the morning and I screamed. It was a mess. So I don't use lighters anymore for any reason unless I'm lighting a candle, and I only use those long lighters to do that. So I use nail glue on my locks. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the other way I do it, which isn't braiding it through. So this piece is already, this piece is already braided, so I'm just going to show you how I did this. So this is just my hair braided up, and then and just a little bit, it's barely braided at all, but it's enough to where it won't come loose. So I'm going to take another piece of braiding hair. I'm pulling the crochet needle through the base of the braid and hooking on the braiding hair, closing that up, and pulling it right through. And then I'm only going to pull through one end. And then here we go. So there's my hair, there's the braid. They're both together, no rubber bands needed. Take a blonde piece and wrap it around both of those. So we're gonna leave a little bit of blonde piece right here. Make sure you grab all of the hair, the braiding hair and your hair. And then just wrap. I wrap extra at the base just to make sure that my hair is tucked. Since it is kind of like puffy, I didn't make sure my hair was like smooth or well blow dry because I have a really hard time blow drying my hair this short. I'm gonna wrap. I feel like the blonde pieces in general come a little thinner for some reason than the number 27 pieces. I want to scoot up. If it looks like you've been wrapping a little too tight and it's starting to look skinny, just like push it up a little. That should help. Okay, so we're taking our second blonde piece and doing the same thing we did up top, leaving some. And that's just making sure that the end doesn't pop out of your dreadlock, pretty much. So again, when you get towards the end, you want to just wrap it really tight and kind of make it a little smaller, tighter. And then I'm just gonna take the glue and dab all around the end of that. To make sure it stays attached, doesn't unravel. And then we're gonna do the same thing and cut. Make sure you're not cutting the blonde piece. Kind of scrunch it up to cover up the part that's been cut. There we go. So that's how I do these. I will talk to you again when I'm done. These locks are super light. Like, it doesn't feel like I really have anything on. I don't know why, because I feel like I use the same stuff that the people use that you pay to go get your hair braided, but they feel way lighter. And maybe it's because I'm using less hair. Maybe I use less hair than them because I didn't wrap very tight, and that's why they're this chunky, because when you wrap loose like that, they don't hold and stay all tight, and you know what I'm trying to say. And they're more flexible because I didn't wrap them tight. I didn't have any like hard time sleeping on them last night. I slept like a baby. You just have to be careful if you wrap them loose like I did. You have to be careful with like moving them around, putting them up, putting them down constantly, because it might unravel in the middle because they're soft. They remind me of like the crochet kind that you buy that's already a lock. Like, that's what this kind of is reminiscent of. I'd say that these are for if you want that natural, earthy, jumbo type look, like kind of like Rihanna, but not as extreme as Rihanna's were. You know, more realistic for everyday life. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it wasn't too brief. I feel like it was pretty easy for beginners. I call myself a beginner. This is probably the 4th or 5th time that I've done faux locks. So I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning things. This was the fastest I've ever done it. Usually I take multiple days, but this was pretty quick. It's a trial and error thing. I've had some unravel, and that's just because I didn't put enough glue. But if you want it to like be secure and want to actually move them around and do stuff with them, you gotta like make sure you use the glue. I only needed 1 bottle of glue. I've had people do my faux locks and ask me to bring 4 bottles of glue, which I know they didn't use them all. I know they kept my glue and used it on somebody else later because there's no reason that you need. And yeah, there's no reason. And they don't give it back. Have you guys noticed that when you get your hair braided, they don't like to give you your hair back or your glue? Like, that has happened to me quite a few times where they kept my extra hair and my glue. And I'm just like, why do you think I'm never going to get braids again? Like, why do you feel entitled to this hair? I didn't buy it for you. Like, the faux locks are already really expensive. Getting braids is expensive. So, like, why do you feel like it's okay for you to keep my hair and my glue? But anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.